Fulton County Sheriff's SWAT team, along with Clayton County officials, stormed into DJ Drama's Gangsta Grillz recording studio and cleaned the place out.
DJ Drama grew up in Philadelphia, home of the Eagles, Rocky Balboa, and delicious soft cheese. In sophomore year of college around 1997, he realized that the mixtape hustle could be serious business. After putting together a tape called Hip Hop Lovables, printing off covers at Kinko's, and hustling copies in between classes from the top of an upturned trash can. Very convenient, as you could cop a new mixtape from DJ Drama and deposit your old Lil Xan mixtapes directly into that trash can. At the start, he was moving a pretty humble 7 units a day and taking home around 45 bucks. Hardly trapping out the bando, but it definitely proved to him that there was some money in the mixtape game. His first Southern mixtape, called Jim Crow Laws in 1998, took his operation to the next level. This got him enough money to afford a set of speakers and a table, aka the Cadillac Escalade of upturned trash cans. Ballin'! And it was during this time in college at Clark Atlanta University where DJ Drama met Don Cannon and DJ Sense, forming their famous DJ clique, the Affiliates. Now, the infamous Gangsta Grillz series, that's Grillz with a Z, was born after a contact of theirs got them a table at the exclusive Hot 107.9 Atlanta radio station's birthday bash event. Seeing an opportunity to hustle to some A-Town high flyers, DJ Drama quickly put together the newest Southern tape in his collection, Gangsta Grillz. And at the time, the only Atlanta DJ that was really popping was DJ Jelly, whose career was obviously built on shaky foundations ready to be wobbled by DJ Drama and his crew. So through his contacts at 107.9, Drama managed to meet the king of shouting over stuff, Lil Jon, and managed to finesse him into hosting DJ Drama's Gangsta Grillz number 4.
What?
Gangsta Grillz 4.
Okay!
Thus beginning the age-old trend of inexplicably giving an artist clout by shouting "Gangsta Grillz, you bastard!" over all of their songs. Apparently DJ Drama calling you a bastard on your own song is quite the compliment, who'd have thunk it? Over the years that followed, Drama built the Gangsta Grillz brand to become the gold standard of demo tapes over the entire next decade of hip-hop. By 2003, DJ Drama had linked up with a young T.I., creating the legendary tape Gangsta Grillz meets T.I. and PSC in the streets. And this was part of a much wider trend in hip-hop at the time, where the mythical demo tape fell out of relevancy entirely, and the likes of DJ Drama's Gangsta Grillz series, or the kind of mixtapes that DJ Who Kid was making for 50 Cent, became the true marker of a rapper that was getting buzz, changing the industry forever.
Where would the next star come from if he doesn't come from that DJ breaking that artist in the streets? When Jeezy came out, you know, he was doing shows off mixtapes without any radio play.
In many ways, this means that mixtape DJs like DJ Drama were the original hip-hop influencers. He reminds me of a young Blackie Speaks or Trap Law Ross, admittedly with a lot more swag. After a few more years of DJing on 107.9 and working with T.I., Drama finally dropped their legendary Gangsta Grillz tape Down with the King that would make a huge contribution to both Drama and T.I.'s buzz. And before long, Drama had his Gangsta Grillz stamp on more legendary mixtapes, including Trap or Die with Jeezy and Dedication 2 with Lil Wayne. It was these releases that actually earned Drama the title of Mixtape King, putting him up there with other American kings of business such as the Mattress King and of course the Burger King. As Drama continued going clear in the industry, the opportunities and accolades racked up. He landed a solo record deal with Atlantic, rumored to be worth around $400K. And beyond that solo deal, they'd actually inked a deal with Asylum to release music from their own label, the Affiliates Music Group. He'd also landed some very legit brand partnerships, including the 2006 fall campaign with fashion brand LRG, where he appeared alongside Kanye West. And even Sorry We Don't Have Coke, aka Pepsi, working on their Pepsi DJ division project. But all of Drama's wins were coming at a time when the murky world of mixtapes were considered a target of the record industry, whose dominance was dwindling in the face of the digital music revolution. And as is the norm for record industry suits, instead of adapting to the times and working with the new generation of influencers, the big labels and the Recording Industry Association of America decided to return the favor by pissing in Drama's face, like the senile old codgers that they are.
I'm on your side. You sent me plaques, baby. I helped you sell records. Come on.
On January 16th, 2007, the raid went down. M16 wielding police raided the office and studio of DJ Drama and the Affiliates, throwing them on the ground and telling them that they were under arrest for racketeering. They confiscated tens of thousands of physical mixtapes, all of their hard drives, which included the recordings for Drama's studio debut album, and even their goddamn cars.
Investigators say they've collected at least 50,000 of these illegal CDs. From here, they'll take them to evidence, and then eventually they'll be destroyed. Authorities seized all of the company's CDs, computers, recording equipment, money, bank statements, and even their cars.
But apparently the most striking thing was that during the arrest, the cops kept shouting, asking where are the drugs and where are the guns, apparently considering Drama's operation a lot more gangster and a lot less Grillz.
Authorities say counterfeiting CDs typically goes hand in hand with other crimes.
In this case, we didn't find drugs or weapons, but it's not uncommon for us to find other contraband when we execute a search warrant.
Despite the fact that they found nothing more than boxes on boxes of absolutely fire mixtapes, it was crazy how heavy-handed this raid was. This raid was conducted under the famous RICO laws, which stands for Racketeer Influenced Corrupt Organization Act, which focuses specifically on taking down leaders of crime syndicates in order to charge them for crimes which they ordered other people to do. These were the same kind of charges that were used against Shotty in the Treyway 6-9 case.
We got raided for like bootleg and racketeering under the RICO law, and the RICO law is like what they lock up like Al Capone for, you know what I'm saying? We got the crime boss law, dog.
Crime boss.
Yo,
you see that shot? The shot when you guys are kicking, you look like you're shackled like you're slaves. Like you look like you're in jail like a slave.
That shit was crazy.
That don't even look like America. That looks like the 30s and shit.
And they really did have DJ Drama and Don Cannon in shackles at the courthouse the next day, looking like a young Al Capone ready to drop the most fire mixtape of 1929. Luckily, it didn't take long for them to get released on a $100,000 bail, and they were quickly able to get back to rebuilding the ashes of their destroyed studio. But Drama said that he was in tears the next day when he discovered that his assets had been seized and his bank account literally had 0 cents in it.
The next day that I got out, I went to go check my bank account, and it said 0.00 because they used the RICO law, so they froze on my assets. I definitely cried.
That's how I feel every day, Drama. This raid highlighted a lot of things in the music industry that hadn't yet been addressed. Fraud in general was a big crime in Atlanta, so this was obviously a hot topic for the feds to tackle. And in a lot of ways, DJ Drama and Don Cannon's legit operation kind of just got caught in the crossfire.
One of the top crimes is bootlegging.
Right.
You know, as far as not only music, but Air Force Ones, pocketbooks, and stuff like that.
Bags and everything.
And then second is fraud, and then third would be, you know, prostitution and those spas and stuff.
Somebody else got caught up, and they was like, nah, these are good. We get these from DJ Drama and Don Cannon. Like, these CDs are straight.
Of course, we all know that fashion crimes hit an all-time high in Atlanta the day that Lil Uzi Vert arrived to record his album. Whose grandma is this? And while no big Treyway-style criminal operation was uncovered beneath the veneer of legitimate music business in this case, it was true that the Gangsta Grillz mixtape empire had been operating in a market that was still a legal grey area when it came to copyright. The whole thing up for debate was the legality of the Mixtape, a promo album-length CD not released by the label. The RIAA that sanctioned the raid pretty much make no distinction between a fully counterfeit copy of an artist's album, an unlicensed compilation, or the properly authorized artist mixtape like the kinds that DJ Drama was producing with Gangsta Grillz.
It was the mixtapes that had like Michael Jackson and Beyonce and, you know, things of that nature. So
Even if it was a blend or anything,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Drama said that part of the drama, excuse the pun, was the fact that he was withholding his address from the back cover of his Gangsta Grillz CD series, which was supposedly illegal. But since these discs didn't actually have barcodes and were really meant for promotional uses only, any of the CDs that ended up in legit stores, he says he didn't know where they came from. Also, on top of all of the record label snitching, it turns out there was actually some animosity amongst rappers in the hip-hop scene against mixtape DJs. Lil Wayne, who'd made the Gangsta Grillz mixtape Dedication 2 with DJ Drama, said in an interview around this time that Drama would need to play the game fair, suggesting that he thought it was unfortunate that sometimes a rapper's mixtape would outsell their album, in the unusual scenario where a mixtape picks up so much buzz in the street by the time a rapper's album actually drops, people are exhausted with their songs. To me, that argument makes no sense. I mean, like, I got so much buzz off my mixtape that my album didn't sell. Also, a bit rich coming from Lil Weezy, who became one of the best-selling rappers of all time, off the back of some of the most popular mixtapes in history. But story goes, there were a lot of rappers at the time that felt like it wasn't really fair that they would contribute all of this music to a mixtape series, get all of the buzz from it, but not necessarily any of the money. There obviously wasn't a paper trail, and there were suggestions that some crooked mixtape DJs out there would tell rappers that they sold none or at least less copies than they actually had, pocketing the money for themselves. But then arguably it's mixtape DJs like Drama and Don Cannon that are actually taking the risk by operating in this legal grey area on behalf of rappers to help them build their buzz and get into the industry. When a mixtape does really well, things obviously get out of control. In fact, that Dedication 2 mixtape with Lil Wayne has been one of the most successful mixtapes of all time and ended up hitting the Billboard chart as well as getting picked as one of the top recordings of the year by the New York Times in 2006. So that's the context of why this all happened. And immediately after the news spread of Drama and Cannon's arrest, the online community rallied to support them, and a picture depicting Free Drama and Cannon began circulating online. Head of A&R at the Diplomats, Duke the God, said that this was D-Day for hip-hop and a big step towards the authorities and corporate establishment of taking control of the genre. Some fans said in response that they would never buy another record label release and called the record labels the ultimate snitches, conjuring up images in my mind of Lyle Cohen with rainbow hair and face tats. Rumour has it that within minutes of being released, Drama and Cannon went straight to 107.9 to appear on the Dirty Boys radio show.
Can I speak to Drama?
What's up?
Drama,
What's
what
good?
happened?
What you mean?
Why did you go to, I mean, come on now, you went to jail?
I mean, for a quick minute. I'm home though.
And of course, Drama didn't let this setback get him down. In addition to the seizure of his assets and money, he lost a large chunk of the recordings of his studio album. Damn, think of all that shouting that went to waste.
Okay!
But he used the arrest to his favour, capitalising on the clout that it afforded him, quickly re-recording new tracks for his Gangsta Grillz debut album to make sure that he had legit fire to come, and also parlaying his newly found attention into a lucrative Billboard cover story that he'd previously been rejected from. That's a major boss move right there.
I remember, Billboard magazine, I had 4 or 5 months before that, they came to me about something, an opportunity. I was like, well, how about a cover? A cover, Billboard? Nah, we don't put DJs on a cover. And then after that, they were like, hey, so if you give us the exclusive story, we'll give you a cover.
Fortunately, as the months went on as Drama was out on bail, it became clear that the feds got nothing from the raid and no indictment was ever issued. Many people describe the raid after this as simply a warning shot from the record industry, essentially a public move against the most prominent mixtape DJ in the game to send a message to the mixtape industry as a whole. And so, Drama became the mixtape martyr, more famous than he'd ever been and carrying the cross for all the mixtape bootleggers that hadn't played by the rule in the industry up until this point.
Eventually, all charges were dropped, but the drama made Drama even more famous.
He was able to parlay that fame into the successful launch of his studio album, Gangsta Grillz the Album, which released with a star-studded lineup of guest features that DJ Drama revealed in this interview, seemingly recorded by a cameraman having a seizure.
The album's crazy. T.I., Young Jeezy, of course, Willie the Kid, first artist off AMG, a lot of Dark Man, Outkast is on the album. We got Jadakiss on the album. We got Styles P on the album. We got Bun B on the album. You know what I mean? We got Juvies on the album. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of ground covered.
And since then, DJ Drama's career has gone from strength to strength. He's dropped album after album, countless editions of amazing Gangsta Grillz mixtapes, and even a recent single with P&B Rock and Moneybagg Yo, Nasty, which is a certified banger. He's continued to be on his mogul shit, starting Generation Now, along with Don Cannon, which is responsible for pretty much all of Lil Uzi Vert's success, no matter what that greedy young chap says. He's continuing to push new artists to the forefront like Jack Harlow, who just dropped his big mixtape Confetti, and the single Through the Night featuring Bryson Tiller. And never one to miss out on emerging trends in hip-hop, he's now extending his Gangsta Grillz series beyond the world of mixtapes to YouTube videos.
Hey, yo, what up, man? It's the one only Mr. Thanksgiving DJ Drama, of course. Mr. Gangsta Grillz himself. You're locked in with Trap Lord Ross on YouTube. It's Gangsta Grillz, you bastards. Holla at me.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure that you like and subscribe below. If you want to support this channel further, make sure that you head on over to traplaw.com where you can cop some of my delicious merch that I've been selling recently and rocking every day. I've really been enjoying it, and I make all these designs myself. So go check that out as well. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, peace out.